What's up, everyone? So we have the latest Bluebeam coming out, 21.8. We are going to make a new package for deployment. You can see here I have my script, because my script doesn't really change, at least with the versions of 21. We're basically running the uninstall script they provide, and we're running the installs. Again, I don't generally push out the like .NETs or other items in the package because they're already installed on my machines from previous versions, so we don't have to worry about that too much. But we're going to go, and I've already downloaded the file, so I have it in here. So if you don't know, you can go and get the MSI download from Bluebeam's website, and just type in Bluebeam download. And instead of going, you're going to go to the download center, and here go to deploy as administrator, and then you can download the latest, and this will be the MSI package which we'll use here. So that'll give you all these files. We're going to go to our input folder where I have my script. Like I said, it's a script that I've used for every version of 21. Nothing really changed because they don't rename the files or anything. So you see we run the uninstall. I'll show you where we get that from, and then we have the OCR and the main app. So here we go. So we grab these three things from the package. Again, if you want to include more, like if you want to include these redistributables, if you want to include this, you can. You just add it to your script as another line item to run. It's very easy to do. Like I said, just go and edit, and you'd want to run those first. Like you would run probably your uninstall, then run each of these. Some of it will depend on if you need a restart or not. The other thing you can do is you can set these to run, and you can also do them as like their own app in Intune, and then have them as basically requirements for Bluebeam. So you can set them up, and then as they run, once they're there, or Bluebeam being a required app will trigger them to be installed first, that sort of thing. That way, if restarts or things like that get in the way, you can keep Bluebeam clean by just using these three things. So this is almost done unzipping. Alright, so we got our three files. So here's my Bluebeam PowerShell. You can see it's very easy. I'm using command line to call these, and it just seems to run cleaner than versus PowerShell sometimes, so we'll leave it at that. So we're going to rename. This is just the uninstall file they gave. I take out the spaces. Again, you don't have to. You can just put quotes around it, but we make it a command line file, and that's basically going to run the uninstall of every previous version of Bluebeam to give you a clean slate. Doesn't remove user preferences, doesn't remove anything else, but removes anything from the old version, both the OCR, the regular. You don't have to do it that way. You can also go in and, if you have some users who already have 2018, remove the part that deletes 2018 from the line. So like in your notepad, here's the script. It's going to kill Bluebeam print. It's going to go through and find every version. You can delete this out so that if someone already installed 21.8, it won't uninstall it and reinstall it. We don't have anybody with that just because we don't give out admin permissions, so it's not a big deal for us. Sorry if you hear chewing in the background. My dog's got a treat to help keep him quiet. But like I said, you could delete this out if you want to, comment it out, whatever. But it's going to go through and basically remove anything previous to give you a clean install. So there's that. There's that. So that's kind of it. And I'm going to bring up my Intune deployment of this because I've already created this. So you'll see. But you can go ahead and load this up, and you'll get a file that is roughly 2.3 gigs once you package it up. So we can show packaging it up as well. So we'll go into PowerShell. So we're gonna give it a second. We're gonna cd into our Intune folder. We're gonna call our package script. Oh, not the decoder. So our input folder is that. So our setup file is the name of our PowerShell script. So that is bluebeam.ps1. And our output folder is our output folder. I'll have it delete what's there. Don't specify catalog folder. If you want to do all that, you can, but you can also name this whatever you want. But basically, the package is going to take the name of your script. So if your script is named like Bluebeam 21.8 or something, that'll be the name of your package. It's really up to you. We don't generally keep older packages for Bluebeam, and even in our apps, we go in and just kind of replace it versus creating a new one, because we won't have to go backwards generally. And it's a quick enough install that we don't have to do too much. So if I come over into Intune, you can see I've already created this up here. We can look at our properties. Some of this is kind of it uninstalling, removing some of the previous apps kind of thing. So you can see that it's made its way through most. We have a few pendings. The failed ones are generally because like a restart or something got in the way, or they had Bluebeam open and it wouldn't close right. So those will generally just clean themselves up as users restart. But let's go to the properties so we can look at this. So you can see our install command is just calling the PowerShell with execution bypass policy. Very simple. For our uninstall command, we're just going to get that from the registry key that is created when you install this. So after you've installed Bluebeam, let me just find it real quick. Alright, so kind of what I like to use is the uninstall key. So that'll be your local machine software, Microsoft Windows. Current version, if it's 64-bit, it's here. You know, if it's in like a 32-bit, it might be in like the, you know, Wow 64, I forget the exact name right now, but you can just do a find here and look for Bluebeam, and it'll find it. You'll get generally 2 hits, one for the Bluebeam Revu app and one for the OCR. So you'll see here, I like to use the display version key, so that'll update, and you know, so does this key. Like the whole key in your registry updates for each install. It's a different key number kind of thing. So the one thing we like to get from here is the uninstall command. So we'll just, you know, click in this, grab it, add it to when we're making our thing. We don't really have any dependencies, things like that. So that's not a big deal for us. You know, our detection rule is this registry key, so I'll trigger it on the display version, because that'll only be there if this install happened. So we can look at that. So you can see here that that's the registry key. Display versions our value name. We do a string comparison equals the 21.8. So that's all good. So we can just cancel out of here. We're not making any changes. And then for your groups, you know, you add all your devices. I like to, you know, remove my conference room devices from getting this installed. I don't need my Zoom screens getting this. So, you know, it's one of those things where I can set an availability, and this is very useful if you want to like set something in the morning and just have it go out at night, especially if there's a restart needed. Some will cause a restart, but you can see we just kind of set the time here. So, you know, I rolled this out yesterday, specific time. If you have multiple offices, use device time zone so everybody's getting it at like their local time. It's very useful. So there's that. And you just be able to make sure, you know, send out an email and say, hey, leave your computers on after, you know, for us it was 9 p.m. and this will start to install, so it's not impacting you while you're working. For those who don't do it, obviously it just happens the next time they connect to the internet. But very simple. You know, once you get that all set, you're off to the races. Bluebeam will start to install. Here you see where our package is done, and you're off to the races. Hope everyone enjoys having Bluebeam 21.8 loaded with about 10 minutes of setup, and that's really all it takes. So you no longer have to worry about being deployed. It'll automatically deploy to new machines, and you're good to go. So hope you all have a good one. Please feel free to comment on these videos. If there's anything you'd like to see, anything I haven't done, be it Autodesk software, any other software you might use in AEC, things you might want to find out about. I'm happy to do more videos if anybody has something specific. I've just been doing a lot of things with the software we use as a company, so feel free to post some comments, and please subscribe and like, because it's very cool to see my kids get a kick out of it. Thanks.